You know, as a child of God, um, I feel like it's a lot of confusion on how to fear the Lord. If you look at the story, the book of Job, the reason why God allowed Satan to attack Job is because Job was fearing the Lord, but out of perfectionism and not out of love. Yes, Job feared the Lord, but as we all keep reading throughout the story of Job, Job was human. Job experienced emotions. Job realized that when it comes to serving Jesus Christ, it's not all about perfectionism. It's not all about our works. And God allowed Satan to attack Job to show Job that Job needed Jesus, to show Job that Job needed the Lord's help within his life. And that's how we as Christians can be on this walk with Christ. We all need God's help. And in order to fear the Lord the right way, instead of us trying to fear the Lord by following the law, by following each and every step which the Lord tells us to do. But if we are trying to focus too much on our works, if we focus too much on trying to be perfect, trying to be perfect as a Christian, trying to make God like us, trying to make God accept us for what we're doing here on this earth, that will lead to a spirit of religion and not fearing God out of true love. God tells us to be holy just as He is holy. God didn't tell us to try to aim for perfectionism, because we are nowhere near perfect. As humans, as sons and daughters of Jesus Christ, we are nowhere near perfect. We all fall short of the glory of God. And just like how Job accepted that he wasn't perfect, just how like Job accepted that he was human, that's how we have to be. That's how we have to accept reality on this walk with Christ. Because Jesus tells us to come as we are. Jesus wants the broken down version of us. Jesus wants the heartbroken version of us, because that is where true faith comes in. That's where His love comes in. God's not going to place His love unto our hearts if we so-called portray to be something that we're not. God is not going to wash his love. God is not going to place his light amongst our hearts if we are just trying to be perfect in God's eyes here in this world. We are going to make mistakes. But the beauty of God is God turns ashes into beauty. God wants the beating down, the heartbroken version of us so that he can transform us into a beautiful creation in his love. So fear God out of love. Fear God just by being yourself, knowing that you need help, knowing that you have emotions, knowing that, you are heartbroken. Because that's where God can actually do his work. That's where God can actually build your character in your faith within him. But if you're just trying to fear the Lord, if you're just trying to fear the Lord based off perfectionism, based off you trying to aim for perfection, how can God do his work in you? How can God build or shape or mold you into the man, into the woman of God that he wants you to become according to his will?